Welcome to part 1 about science. Here you will listen to some Band 9 model answers based on this topic. Here are some questions for part 1 of this topic. Here are the 4 questions related to the topic of science. Do you like learning about science? Did you study science at school? What kind of science classes did you take at school? And do you think science is important? Now, let's listen to some Band 9 model responses to these questions. Do you like learning about science? There are some areas of science that I really enjoy learning about. I am a very curious person, and to understand how things work, I need to have some understanding of science. I'm especially interested in health science. I like to know how my body can get proper nutrition from eating well. Did you study science at school? Yes, it was mandatory to study science all the way into senior years of high school. I even chose some electives to study because I found that I was a decent student in most science subjects. This is probably because I think fairly logically. There were suitable choices for me. What kind of science classes did you study at school? Hmm, there were a variety of science subjects that I studied at school, including chemistry, biology, and physics. I didn't care much for physics because I found it a little bit dull, and this subject was pretty challenging for me to understand. However, I earned excellent grades in other science subjects. Do you think science is important? Yes, I think so. I believe that everyone should at least have a basic understanding of science. You know that science affects our daily lives in many ways, and without some knowledge of science, we cannot progress much further. Here are some IELTS speaking tips that will help you to improve your IELTS band score. Did you know that 25% of your IELTS score is based on a term called lexical resource? If you want to get a band 7 in this category, you will need to use more precise vocabulary or lexical phrases. That means groups of words together. And this has to be used accurately most of the time. And when you're practicing for the IELTS exam, I suggest that you record yourself and listen to see if you can try to improve your range of vocabulary. That is, going from simple vocabulary to more advanced or less common vocabulary. So try to avoid using words like bad, needed, new, or make, and replace them for words like imperfect, mandatory, recent, or create. And can you think of more advanced words that you can use for words like fast, get, happy, help, tell? You notice that these are more simple words. Can you think of some advanced words for them? How about rapid instead of fast, obtain instead of get, delighted for happy, assist, and reveal? Notice that you may not be able to use all of them for exact substitutes, but if you practice with them many times, you should start to begin using them more accurately in the right situations. And can I ask you one more question? Did you spot how I avoid using the word good in some of my previous answers? If you did, please leave a note in the messages. And I'd like to thank you for watching. And please like this video and subscribe if you enjoyed watching the content. Thank you once again.